Imagine this for a moment. What if tonight, before you go to bed, you drink just one simple cup, and while you're asleep, while your body is resting, that one cup quietly helps your metabolism wake up. Target stubborn belly fat and support your body's natural fat burning process. No extreme dieting, no exhausting workouts at midnight, no gimmicks. Just one smart, intentional habit before sleep. Most people think fat burning shuts down at night, that your body goes into some kind of storage mode. But what if I told you that's only partially true, and that with the right ingredients, you can gently encourage your body to work for you even while you sleep. Today I'm sharing a healthy bedtime concoction inspired by research and teachings from Dr. Alanmandell, DC, designed to support metabolism, relaxation, and fat burning during the hours most people completely waste. Here's something most people don't realize. Your metabolism actually slows down at night. That's normal. Your body shifts into repair mode. Hormone regulation, tissue healing, and nervous system recovery. But slow doesn't mean inactive. It means sensitive. And when something is sensitive, the right input can make a powerful difference. That's where this drink comes in. This is not about forcing your body to burn fat. It's about supporting it in the smartest, most natural way possible by calming stress hormones, improving sleep quality, stabilizing blood sugar, and gently nudging your metabolism in the right direction. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with belly fat has nothing to do with calories. It has to do with stress, poor sleep, insulin spikes, and inflammation. You can eat healthy all day long, but if your nervous system is overworked and your sleep is shallow, your body will cling to fat, especially around the belly. That's survival biology. Your body thinks you're under threat, and when your body feels threatened, it stores energy. So the real question becomes, how do we signal safety, relaxation, and balance before bed while still supporting metabolism? That's where this combination of herbs, spices, and fruit becomes so powerful. One of the key components in this bedtime drink is matcha, and not just any green tea. Matcha is unique because it contains exceptionally high levels of L-theanine. L-theanine is an amino acid that has a fascinating effect on the brain. It helps promote calm alertness. It reduces mental chatter. It tells your nervous system that it's safe to relax. Studies have shown that L-theanine can improve the quality of sleep, not by knocking you out like a sedative, but by allowing your brain to shift into deeper, more restorative sleep cycles. And deeper sleep is where fat-burning hormones like growth hormone are released. Now here's the interesting part. Matcha also contains a small amount of natural caffeine. And normally people hear caffeine and think no way before bed, but in matcha caffeine behaves differently because of L-theanine. Instead of causing jitters or spikes in cortisol, it creates a smooth, steady energy effect. This gentle metabolic stimulation can help counteract the nighttime metabolic slowdown without disturbing sleep for many people. And that's important. Many people, not everyone. Everyone's chemistry is different. That's why Dr. Alanmandell, DC, always emphasizes listening to your body. If you find that matcha affects your sleep, simply drink this concoction first thing in the morning on an empty stomach instead. You'll still get tremendous benefits, but when it works at night, it works beautifully. Better sleep quality, calmer nervous system, and a metabolism that doesn't completely shut down. That's a powerful combination. Now let's talk about why this drink targets belly fat specifically. Belly fat is deeply connected to cortisol, your stress hormone. High cortisol levels signal fat storage, especially in the abdominal area. Poor sleep raises cortisol. Late night blood sugar spikes raise cortisol. Chronic inflammation raises cortisol. This drink is designed to do the opposite. It supports relaxation, stabilizes blood sugar, and reduces inflammatory stress signals. The warm liquid itself plays a role. Drinking something warm before bed relaxes the digestive system and activates the parasympathetic nervous system, also known as the rest and digest state. When your body enters this state, insulin sensitivity improves, digestion slows appropriately, and fat storage signals decrease. This is subtle, but subtle things repeated daily create massive changes over time. Many people ask, can you really burn fat while sleeping? The honest answer is this fat loss doesn't happen in a single moment. It happens through hormonal balance over time. Sleep is when your body recalibrates hormones like leptin, ghrelin, insulin, cortisol, and growth hormone. When those hormones are balanced, your body naturally releases fat more easily. When they're disrupted, fat loss becomes almost impossible no matter how hard you try. That's why improving sleep quality can sometimes lead to fat loss even without changing diet or exercise. And when you pair improved sleep with metabolic support from ingredients like matcha and calming compounds like L-theanine, you create the perfect environment for belly fat reduction. This drink also helps with nighttime cravings. Many people don't realize that late night cravings aren't hunger, they're stress signals. The brain is looking for comfort. Sugar and snacks temporarily reduce cortisol, which is why they're so tempting at night. But that relief is short-lived and followed by fat storage. By calming the nervous system before bed, this drink reduces the urge to snack and stabilizes blood sugar throughout the night. Another overlooked benefit is digestion. When digestion improves, inflammation decreases. When inflammation decreases, insulin works better. When insulin works, fat storage decreases. Everything is connected. This isn't magic, it's physiology. Dr. Mandell, DC, often emphasizes that small, consistent habits outperform extreme measures every time. 1 cup before bed, done consistently, can create measurable changes over weeks and months. Not because it's a miracle drink, but because it supports the body's natural systems instead of fighting them. Now let's be clear about expectations. This is not a quick fix. If someone tells you that you'll wake up tomorrow with a flat stomach, they're lying. Real fat loss is gradual, sustainable, and rooted in balance. But what you may notice quickly is better sleep, less bloating in the morning, improved digestion, calmer evenings, and fewer cravings. Those are signs that your body is shifting into a fat-burning state. Some people also notice improved mental clarity the next day. That's the L-theanine at work. When your brain rests properly at night, decision-making improves during the day, and better decisions lead to better food choices, better workouts, and better consistency. Again, everything is connected. If you're someone who struggles with stubborn belly fat despite doing everything right, this is especially important. Chronic stress, poor sleep, and nervous system overload can sabotage even the best diet and exercise plan. Addressing those factors is not optional, it's essential. And remember, if you're sensitive to caffeine or notice any disruption in sleep, simply move this drink to the morning. On an empty stomach, it can help kickstart metabolism, improve focus, and support fat burning throughout the day. The benefits don't disappear, they just shift timing. I also want to emphasize something important. This content is educational and based on research and teachings shared by Dr. Mandell, DC. Everyone's body is different. Always listen to your body, and if you have medical conditions or are taking medications, consult your healthcare provider. But for many people, this simple habit becomes a game changer. Not because it's dramatic, but because it's smart. Fat loss doesn't come from punishing your body, it comes from supporting it. So tonight, instead of scrolling on your phone, instead of stressing about your weight, instead of reaching for late night snacks, imagine replacing that routine with 1 calming cup, a moment for yourself, a signal to your body that it's safe to relax, repair, and release what it no longer needs. Consistency beats intensity. Calm beats chaos. Balance beats extremes. If this helped you understand fat loss in a new way, make sure you support the channel, share this with someone who struggles with belly fat, and stay tuned, because the next video goes even deeper into how sleep hormones and metabolism work together to transform your health naturally. And this is where consistency quietly becomes the most powerful tool you have, because the body responds far more to what you do every single night than to what you do once in a while. A bedtime ritual is not just a habit, it is a signal, a biological instruction that tells your nervous system, your hormones, and your metabolism exactly what mode to shift into. When you repeat the same calming actions at the same time every evening, your body begins to anticipate rest, repair, and release. That anticipation alone starts changing how your metabolism behaves before you even fall asleep. Your brain loves patterns, your hormones love predictability, and fat loss, especially stubborn fat around the belly, loves an environment where stress is low and rhythm is stable. Most people underestimate how chaotic their evenings really are. Screens flashing bright light into tired eyes, random eating times, late night snacks driven by emotion rather than hunger, scrolling through stressful news or social media, and then expecting the body to magically switch into recovery mode. The body doesn't work like that. It needs a transition. It needs a bridge between the stimulation of the day and the restoration of the night. That bridge is your bedtime ritual. And when that ritual includes something intentional, something nourishing, something calming like a warm cup designed to support relaxation and metabolism, the effect compounds night after night. What happens over time is subtle at first. The body begins to associate certain sensations with safety. The warmth of the drink, the familiar flavor, the quiet moment before bed, all of it tells your nervous system that it can let go. When the nervous system lets go, cortisol levels begin to drop earlier in the evening. This matters more than most people realize. Cortisol is not just a stress hormone, it is a master regulator of fat storage. When cortisol stays elevated late into the night, the body remains in a semi-alert state, blood sugar becomes unstable, insulin doesn't work as efficiently. Fat, especially abdominal fat, becomes harder to release. But when cortisol drops naturally, the body shifts gears. Over time, this consistent signal trains your internal clock. Your circadian rhythm becomes stronger and more synchronized. Melatonin begins to rise at the right time. Growth hormone, one of the most important fat burning and tissue repair hormones, is released more efficiently during deep sleep. This doesn't happen because you forced it. It happens because you allowed it, because every night you sent the same message to your body: it's time to rest, it's time to repair, it's time to burn. This is why people who create strong bedtime rituals often report changes that seem unrelated to weight at first. They fall asleep faster, they wake up less during the night, their digestion improves, their morning appetite becomes more regulated, cravings start to fade. These are not random benefits, they are signs that the body is entering a healthier metabolic rhythm. Fat loss is not the first thing that changes. It is the result of everything else falling into place. The ritual itself doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler it is, the more powerful it becomes. Complexity creates friction, And friction breaks consistency. The body thrives on repetition. When the same actions happen at roughly the same time each night, neural pathways strengthen, hormonal responses become more predictable. The body begins to prepare for sleep before you even consciously think about it. That preparation phase is where so much metabolic magic happens. Think about how children fall asleep. There's usually a routine, bath time, dim lights, quiet voices, a familiar pattern. Adults lose that structure, but our biology never stops needing it. When you rebuild that structure intentionally, the body responds almost immediately. And when you pair that structure with ingredients known to support calm, focus, and metabolic activity, you are not just resting, you are optimizing. Over weeks of consistency, the body starts to trust this rhythm. Trust is an underrated concept in health. A body that trusts its environment does not cling to excess fat. Fat storage is a protective mechanism. When the body feels safe, it lets go. A consistent bedtime ritual is one of the strongest ways to create that sense of safety. It tells the body that food is available regularly, rest is coming reliably, and stress does not need to stay elevated. This is why random efforts rarely work. Drinking something healthy once or twice won't change much. Going to bed early one night won't fix years of disruption. But repeating the same calming actions night after night begins to reshape the internal environment. Metabolic efficiency improves not because you tried harder, but because you removed the obstacles that were blocking it. Another important aspect of a bedtime ritual is timing. When your body knows that a certain time of night always signals winding down, it begins to adjust hormone release accordingly. Insulin sensitivity improves earlier in the evening. Late night hunger decreases. The digestive system slows in a healthy way. Energy is redirected away from storage and toward repair. This is how overnight fat burning becomes more efficient without effort. Consistency also reduces decision fatigue. When you already know what your evening routine looks like, you don't have to negotiate with yourself. There's no internal debate about snacks, screens, or staying up late. The decision has already been made by your routine. This frees mental energy and reduces stress, which again feeds directly into hormonal balance. Over time, this ritual becomes something you look forward to. It becomes a boundary between you and the chaos of the day. That emotional component matters. Pleasure and relaxation are not enemies of fat loss. They are allies. A body that experiences regular pleasure without guilt is less likely to seek comfort through overeating or sugar cravings. As weeks turn into months, the cumulative effect becomes noticeable. Waist measurements begin to change. Morning bloating decreases. Energy levels stabilize throughout the day. Workouts feel easier. Recovery improves. These changes often happen without dramatic shifts in diet or exercise because the foundation has been corrected. Sleep quality improves, stress hormones calm down, and metabolism starts working with you instead of against you. A consistent bedtime ritual also improves long-term adherence to healthy habits. When sleep improves, motivation improves. When motivation improves, movement becomes more enjoyable. When movement becomes enjoyable, it becomes consistent. Everything feeds into everything else. Fat loss is no longer a battle, it becomes a byproduct. This is why chasing quick fixes almost always fails. The body resists sudden change but embraces gentle, repeated signals. 1 cup at bedtime, done consistently, becomes more powerful than any extreme plan done inconsistently. The ritual becomes an anchor, even on stressful days, even when everything else feels out of control. That one familiar action grounds the body. And the most important part is that this ritual evolves with you. As your sleep improves, your metabolism adapts. As your metabolism adapts, your needs change. The body becomes more responsive, more efficient, more resilient. You begin to notice earlier signs of imbalance and correct them before they turn into problems. This is not about perfection. Missing a night doesn't undo progress. What matters is the overall pattern. The body doesn't count days, it senses trends. A trend of calm evenings, predictable sleep, and supportive nourishment shifts physiology in profound ways. When people say fat loss is simple but not easy, this is what they mean. The actions themselves are small. The impact comes from repetition. A bedtime ritual trains your body every single night to move toward balance. And balance is where fat loss happens naturally, quietly, without struggle, without force, without obsession. So when you think about burning belly fat while sleeping, don't think of it as something dramatic happening in a single night. Think of it as a long conversation you are having with your body. Every night you repeat the same message. We're safe, we're resting, we're recovered, we don't need to hold on anymore. And over time, the body listens. And another layer that most people never consider is how mineral balance quietly controls what your metabolism does overnight. Because minerals are not just nutrients, they are electrical signals inside the body. Every nerve impulse, every muscle relaxation, every hormone release depends on minerals being in the right place at the right time. When mineral balance is off, the body struggles to relax, blood sugar becomes unstable, sleep becomes lighter, and fat-burning pathways become inefficient without you realizing why. During the day, minerals are constantly being depleted. Stress burns through magnesium. Caffeine increases mineral loss. Sweating during workouts pulls sodium, potassium, and trace minerals out of the body. Even emotional stress uses up minerals because the nervous system relies on them to stay regulated. By the time night arrives, many people are running on empty at a cellular level even if they ate enough calories. Calories don't calm nerves. Calories don't activate enzymes. Minerals do. At night, the body performs its most important repair work. This includes muscle recovery, nervous system reset, hormone recalibration, fat metabolism. All of these processes require minerals as cofactors. If the minerals are missing or imbalanced, the body cannot complete these tasks efficiently. Instead of repairing and releasing fat, it stays tense, guarded, and conservative. That tension shows up as shallow sleep, nighttime waking, teeth grinding, restless legs, or waking up tired even after a full night in bed. One of the most critical minerals involved in overnight metabolic efficiency is magnesium. Magnesium is deeply calming to the nervous system. It helps muscles relax, blood vessels open, and the brain slow down. It also plays a direct role in glucose metabolism and insulin sensitivity. When magnesium levels are low, insulin struggles to move glucose into cells. Excess glucose stays in the bloodstream and gets stored as fat. At night, this becomes even more problematic because the body is supposed to be fasting and repairing, not managing blood sugar spikes. Potassium is another mineral that quietly influences overnight fat burning. Potassium helps balance sodium, regulate fluid levels, and support proper muscle and nerve function. When potassium is low, the body retains water, blood pressure becomes unstable, and metabolic efficiency drops. Many people mistake water retention and bloating for fat gain, but underneath it is often a mineral imbalance signaling stress to the body. Calcium, often associated only with bones, also plays a role in muscle relaxation and nerve signaling. At night, calcium works in harmony with magnesium to allow the body to fully relax. When this balance is off, the nervous system remains slightly activated, keeping cortisol elevated. Elevated nighttime cortisol directly interferes with fat-burning hormones like growth hormone. Trace minerals such as zinc and chromium also matter. Zinc supports hormone production and immune repair during sleep. Chromium improves insulin sensitivity and helps regulate blood sugar levels overnight. When these trace minerals are depleted, cravings increase the next day, energy drops, and the body becomes more resistant to fat loss even with good habits. What makes mineral balance especially important at night is that the body becomes more sensitive to signals. During sleep, digestion slows, distractions disappear, and hormonal communication becomes clearer. This means deficiencies and imbalances have a stronger effect. A body that lacks calming minerals cannot fully enter deep sleep. Without deep sleep, fat-burning hormones are suppressed. This creates a vicious cycle where poor sleep leads to more stress, more mineral loss, and increased fat storage. Hydration also plays a role here. Drinking plain water without minerals can sometimes dilute electrolytes further, especially in people who already have imbalances. That's why a thoughtfully designed nighttime drink can be more effective than water alone. When minerals are paired with calming ingredients and warmth, absorption improves and the nervous system receives a clearer signal to relax. Another overlooked factor is how mineral balance affects breathing at night. Magnesium supports smooth muscle relaxation, including the muscles involved in breathing. When magnesium is low, breathing can become shallow, reducing oxygen delivery. Poor oxygenation affects fat metabolism because fat oxidation requires oxygen. This is one reason why improving mineral status can improve sleep quality and metabolic efficiency simultaneously. Minerals also influence the thyroid, which controls metabolic rate. Selenium, iodine, and zinc are essential for proper thyroid hormone conversion. If these minerals are deficient, metabolism slows not just during the day but also at night. A slow thyroid signals the body to conserve energy, making fat loss difficult even with calorie control. Stress is the biggest mineral thief. Every time the body releases stress hormones, minerals are used to buffer the nervous system response. Chronic stress leads to chronic depletion. At night, if the body does not have enough minerals to shut down the stress response, cortisol remains elevated. Elevated cortisol at night tells the body to hold on to fat, particularly in the abdominal region. This is why people under high stress often struggle with belly fat even when eating well. The issue is not discipline, it is biochemical depletion. Restoring mineral balance helps restore metabolic confidence in the body. When the body feels resourced, it becomes willing to let go. Over time, improving mineral balance before bed can lead to deeper sleep stages, fewer nighttime awakenings, and more refreshing mornings. These changes indicate that the body is completing its overnight tasks more efficiently. Fat metabolism improves as a secondary effect of better cellular function. Another benefit of proper mineral balance is reduced inflammation. Many enzymes involved in anti-inflammatory pathways require minerals to function. Lower inflammation improves insulin sensitivity and hormonal signaling. This creates an internal environment where fat release becomes easier. People often chase supplements without addressing timing. Minerals taken at the right time can be more effective than higher doses taken randomly. Nighttime is when the body uses calming minerals most effectively. This is not about about forcing relaxation, but about supplying what the body needs to do it naturally. As mineral balance improves, cravings often decrease. Sugar cravings are frequently linked to magnesium deficiency. Salt cravings can indicate sodium or potassium imbalance. When minerals are restored, these signals quiet down. The body no longer asks for quick fixes because its foundational needs are being met. Another subtle change that occurs is improved temperature regulation. People who wake up too hot or too cold at night often have mineral imbalances affecting the nervous system. Stable body temperature supports uninterrupted sleep and better metabolic regulation. Over weeks of consistent mineral support, the body becomes more efficient at recycling minerals internally. This reduces depletion and increases resilience to stress. Metabolism becomes more adaptable instead of fragile. This is why addressing mineral balance can unlock progress when nothing else seems to work. It removes hidden barriers that prevent the body from entering a fat-burning state. Instead of pushing harder, you support deeper. Minerals do not work in isolation, they work as a network. Balance matters more than quantity. When the right minerals are present in harmony, the body relaxes, repairs, and releases excess energy naturally. This process is gradual and cumulative. Each night of improved mineral support adds to the next. The body learns that it has what it needs. Safety signals increase, storage signals decrease. When people focus only on calories and macros, they miss this foundational layer. The body is not a calculator, it is an electrical system. Minerals are the wiring. Without proper wiring, signals get crossed and outcomes suffer. As sleep deepens and mineral balance improves, metabolic efficiency increases, the body becomes better at switching between fuel sources. Fat becomes easier to access. Energy becomes more stable. This is not something you feel dramatically overnight. It shows up quietly. Better mornings, less bloating, smoother digestion, reduced tension, and eventually gradual changes in body composition that feel effortless compared to past struggles. The beauty of mineral balance is that it supports every system simultaneously. Nervous system, endocrine system, digestive system, muscular system, and metabolic pathways all benefit. Fat loss becomes a side effect of overall regulation rather than a forced goal. When the body receives consistent mineral support before bed, it completes its nightly repair cycle more efficiently. The work that was delayed during the day finally gets done. Stress clears, hormones reset, energy stores rebalance. This is why people who prioritize mineral balance often report feeling more grounded and stable emotionally. Emotional stability reduces stress-driven eating and late-night snacking. Again, everything connects. Minerals also affect gut health. Smooth muscle relaxation improves digestion and reduces gut inflammation. A healthier gut improves nutrient absorption and hormonal signaling, further supporting fat metabolism. Over time, the body becomes less reactive and more responsive. Stress no longer triggers immediate storage. Sleep becomes a true recovery period instead of a shallow pause. When mineral balance is restored, the body stops fighting itself. Systems align, signals become clear, metabolism works the way it was designed to. This is not about adding more effort to your routine. It is about removing hidden resistance. When the body has the minerals it needs, it naturally chooses efficiency over storage. So when thinking about overnight fat burning, think less about forcing the body to burn and more about giving it the tools to function properly. Minerals are among the most overlooked of those tools. Night after night, providing consistent mineral support creates a foundation for metabolic health that no extreme diet can replace. The body responds to nourishment more powerfully than punishment. And as this foundation strengthens, fat loss becomes less of a struggle and more of a natural response to balance, rest, and proper internal communication.